Were you surprised by the reaction?
Yeah, I was totally surprised, and then a lot of people started reaching out.
But Nikki, they thought Xania was a real person.
Xania is an extension of me, so I look at her as a real person.
The machines are officially among us.
But you can't sing. So she's not a real, in that sense, she's not a real person.
Just because you have the basic comprehension skills to submit a prompt to artificial intelligence, that doesn't mean it's connected to you and your humanity.
What do you say to people that say she may be an extension of you, but other singers who are actually, have worked hard, who have practiced their craft, who are really struggling to get heard, who are really doing the actual singing, that you seem to have circumvented, taken a shortcut through all of that?
I wouldn't call it a shortcut because I still put in the work.
I mean, unfortunately, this is the reality that we're now living in. Telisha Jones, a person who has zero musical talent, absolutely cannot sing, is now trying to say that because she's good at writing a prompt for artificial intelligence and creating a completely fake artist, which sounds like a Temu Beyonce, which has just the vocal mixing quality of like a cassette tape deck days, right, is trying to say that this is an extension of her. But one of the key things she's missing logically already is that it's not an extension of her because she can't sing.
Because I still put in the work. And anytime something new comes about and it challenges the norm and challenges what we're used to, you're going to get strong reactions behind it. And I just feel like AI is the new era that we're in. And I look at it as a tool, as an instrument.
What work did you put in? What singing work did you put in to get that voice, which apparently is an extension of you? Please tell me all the years of blood, sweat, and tears, all the hard work that you put into your craft in order to perform. How can you not even admit that it's a shortcut? Listen, if you want to make money off of it, if you're trying to take advantage of artificial intelligence and this new world of technology, okay, let's at least be transparent about it. But trying to just ludicrously say that you put in the work when there is zero evidence and zero proof of that, wow, it's really backward time. No, you are a tool for a grift. The only thing that you excel at is prompting. Because when you use Suno, which is what she used, right? Suno, you can even get Suno to write your own lyrics. So we don't even know if these lyrics that are being put out there, because she's a self-proclaimed poet, she's a self-proclaimed writer with no successful publications, right? No evidence of this. She's just claiming that she's a writer. I mean, we don't even know if the lyrics are actually hers as well. But from a business angle, from a marketing perspective, right? Obviously, AI is at the forefront of everything. Everyone is now talking about AI, especially in relation to the arts. So where I will give her credit, where I do think it's a clever, creative move, right, from a marketing and business standpoint is, hey, let's put a face behind the AI. Because it's easy just to attack just a faceless robot, something that doesn't have soul, that doesn't have emotion. But then if we put a human behind it, it's an interesting thought experiment. It's an interesting societal experiment because now we're trying to say that the human is prompting all of this. So at least there's some human element to this creation. There's some human element to this talent that we're witnessing. And if you don't think the labels are watching and seeing how the narrative goes, seeing how the public receives this, you're crazy. Because think about it. This has now gotten her a $3 million record deal. I mean, Xania has charted on Billboard. She has songs with millions of streams on Spotify. And the thing that gets me too is that Billboard is letting her chart. I mean, they could turn around tomorrow and say, we're not going to count artificial artists. But what gets me is that they're almost normalizing this. There's no negative discourse around it from their end. There's no statements of, well, we probably shouldn't be counting this. There's no explanations given. It's almost like it's already been accepted. And this is one of the dangers with this happening. Now, Hallwood Media, who's not one of the major players, not one of the major labels, they are the ones who have signed Xania. They also previously signed an AI artist in I'm Oliver. So they are trying to position themselves and sort of get ahead on the next wave and the new innovation of AI slop music. And the thing is, we've seen some of these AI waves already that have gotten news attention, that have gotten millions of streams, such as Velvet Sundown. And then they've kind of gone down a little bit in terms of numbers. They've kind of lost that wave. They've lost that momentum as they started to get backlash. But the interesting angle about this case is that you have a human face now putting themselves behind it from a PR perspective. You have Telisha claiming that no. This isn't just a soulless robot that has, illegally taken Beyonce's voice, Jennifer Hudson's voice, right? That has done very shady practices to train itself. And this is kind of the sound that you're getting, and this is the sound that's being generated. No. This is somehow related to me and to my talent and to my emotions and speaking from my soul. And look, who could argue? I mean, she had a gospel song that charted. That's right. AI made a song about God, about religion, about gospel, about being saved. And man, did it take off. And let's look at some of these lyrics. I mean, you can't spell mid without machine learning. Let go. Let God. He never fails, even when life feels like hell. I mean, already the depth to that writing is crazy. It's not like it's the most basic, obvious gospel song. I mean, I would even question if she's writing any of the lyrics or she's just prompting, look, I need a gospel song about saving yourself and about your soul. Because this is like the generic bot farm created crap slop that I would expect from ChatGPT to write. You don't need to care. It was crushing your soul. That's right. AI knows about your soul and they're coming for it. You just need to trust and let it go. I mean, that is wise words from a machine that has really been through it. All the traumas, all the coding, all the tribulations, all the suffering. It's really, you can feel it. You can feel the connection and the emotion within this lyrical writing. I mean, she poured everything into this. Your peace is sacred. Your heart deserves light. I always thought my heart was black and deserved shadows. And joy don't have to come with a fight. Guess it can be free. So walk away, even if it's hard. Let go. And let God. Yeah. Just let that one marinate.
Know your fucking place, trash. Fucking robots.
Artificial intelligence is now artificial talent. And for those saying you can't auto-tune your soul, well, you can. And without going too far off on the roasting, though, one of the things I want to point out that I think is important with Billboard normalizing this, and with a label now signing this artist, with labels looking at AI. Labels right now have to deal with the human element when it comes to artists. And you think about just the artists that have blown up over the years, the battles, like Drake battling with his label, Taylor Swift battling with her label, all the label battles and fallouts from artists. Because at the end of the day, humans are complex. Humans, especially artists, are proud of their art, want to take ownership of what they do. Now, a label who is interested in profits, who has a board to report to, who is always looking to, extend their bottom line, always looking at the margins. What do you think they are seeing now with the potential with AI? You can really cut out the messy managing of human element and have successful AI artists. And here's the great trial. How do you get people to accept it? Well, let's just start grabbing people to volunteer, grabbing people to say that they are the writers behind these AI artists. Let's have them put a human face behind it. Let's have them add this human element to it so that we can make it more palatable for the public, so that people can be more accepting of it. Because it's one thing to look at AI on its own, but then when you start to twist the argument that AI is just merely a tool for this person, and the true artistry is here, it still has that human spirit and human condition. AI is just helping to bring that voice to life. We can see how that's a little bit more appealing. You could see how more people will fall into the trap of listening to it. And that is going to be very appealing for labels. This is not going to be the first or the last AI artist that we see. And if more these examples become successful, soon you are going to see the major labels start to sign AI artists. But don't worry, because they'll be thinking about the PR spend. They'll make sure that there are human faces behind it. And the thing that gets me about Telisha is that there's no humility in the grift. She is really walking around. If you look at her posts on Facebook and online, she is acting like she is the second coming of Jesus. She is just an innovative savant. You better look out for the history that she is making. Check out this post. Making history in real time. Overjoyed isn't even the word. People cling to what they're used to until someone proves there's more. And when you break a barrier they swore couldn't be touched, It shakes everything. Now here we are. I created the first AI artist on Billboard Radio Airplay, the same space they said wasn't built for this. When innovation steps in, the world has two options: fight it or adjust it. And eventually, they adjust. This is bigger than me. I agree with that statement. It's proof that the future doesn't wait for permission. I mean, you are right there as well. AI artists have definitely not waited for permission to steal from the hard work, to copyright from the backs, and machine learn from actual artists. But hey, who cares about what's legal and what's morally correct? The future doesn't wait for permission. But hey, don't worry. If you too want to learn how to take shortcuts, never actually work for something, and never actually truly earn it, then you can apply to her AI school and help her earn even more money. But I digress, man. It's getting really interesting as AI continues to develop. I mean, being an athlete as well, I think about it from that side of things too. Like, you think about these athletes that we are entertained by, because it's a different form of entertainment, sports, right? And one of the things that we celebrate is sort of that human condition, through sport, watching someone persevere, watching someone really hone their craft after years and years of becoming a master at what they do, taking care of their bodies, training themselves physically and mentally, and everything that goes into the sacrifice of years that were made. And we love to see that talent. We love to see that performance. We love to see that grind come to fruition on the highest stages of sport. It's similar with music. When we go to a live show, when we hear a singer who has spent years grinding, years developing her voice, working with coaches, trying everything to get to the top, and then seeing someone who has just put in the hours of just training and getting ready for a live performance. And then when you go to just one of those special shows and you just get to share that moment with that singer, it's hard to put words on that. And I don't care how it's dressed up. I don't care how it's marketed and presented to you. This is just a shortcut. This is just a way of skipping all of that grind, all of that true cultivation of talent. And some people will say, well, look at pop music. Pop music has a lot of ghostwriters. In fact, there's a lot of genres of music that use ghostwriters. But at the end of the day, there's still singers on the other end of that, right? There may be a team of writers that puts in that time, but that's still a human team of writers. And there's still a human singer on the other end that has to emotionally connect with those lyrics and then sing it so that we as listeners emotionally connect with it. You keep going down this path and you're just going to get rid of the human singers. You're also going to get rid, eventually, of the human writers as well. It'll just be a bunch of bot forms putting this together, creating all these artists, creating all these marketing campaigns, and the labels will have everything completely automated. Because like I said, the messiness and human complexities, those are gone. There's no more cost to that, right? And they're motivated by profit. And if they can still sell records, if they can still have streams, well, why not? This is the music industry, after all, notorious for selling your soul. It's not like we ever truly talk about morals. But for me, there is still hope. For me, one of the beauties of music and true timeless music, sure, hits can be written by a team of people, right? There's been plenty of viral hits, viral trends, viral gimmicks. But they come, they gain their popularity. We have herd mentality with it, but they eventually fade. But the true timeless classics, the true art that gets appreciated 20, 30, 50 years from now, that we still listen to, that I still do some reactions to and breakdowns today, right? That is the art that you can feel the soul of the artist. And there is a beauty in that just vulnerability, into removing filters. There's a beauty into the solidarity of the human condition. When you can be moved emotionally by music, by what someone else has been through, and really hear that artist. And you're not just hearing that artist's voice. You're hearing that artist's experience. You're hearing the pain. You're hearing the struggle. You're hearing the joy, the anger, everything. It's that strong emotional connection and soulful experience that, to me, creates truly timeless art. And to this day, there's still a difference between creating a hit and creating a true classic. And that is something, to me, that AI will never be able to mimic, will never be able to shortcut. And I'm sure the industry won't let me down with AI. I can see the writing on the wall. But I'm also a very proudly independent artist. And for me, the underground, the indie movements have always been well ahead of what the mainstream is doing. True innovation has often come from those artists on the come up. It has come from those artists who put in that grind, who have spent years of blood, sweat, and tears putting in that time. And that is something that artificial intelligence ultimately cannot and never will mimic. So once we eventually see nothing but AI artists on the mainstream who have human faces and human writers behind them, just know that there will still be a scene for you to listen to real humans, to connect with true, timeless art. And that's why I think it's always important to support independent music, to support independent artists with no strings attached. But anyways, I thought this was a interesting talking video to make. Obviously, AI is huge. It's about time I stepped into the ring and weighed in some more and gave you my perspective on what I see in the shifts. And yeah, there's a huge narrative battle happening online. And I'm sure we'll see it in the comment section. And the other thing too is, like, you go on some of these AI artists and you can see the bot comments are going crazy in terms of the bot farming, in terms of trying to convince people of the, just genuineness of the music, convince people to connect with it, trying to tap into herd mentality, convincing people that, hey, this is popular, so you should just get on board with the trend because it's buzzing, because everybody else is listening to it. I mean, you see that all the time. And I'm sure there's going to be arguments within my own comment section in regards to AI. And yes, AI can be a tool. It can be incredibly helpful. But like I continue to say, it's all about using it responsibly. Things are moving so quickly. Everybody wants to be first right now and at the front because we're so blinded and guided by profit. But we're not thinking about the long-term effects on the human condition. We're not asking the tough moral questions when it comes to AI that need to be asked, and doing this in the right way. It's a tool, and it can be a very valuable tool. But a hammer can also be a tool. In the wrong hands, a hammer can transform into a weapon. It all depends on how it's used.